In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good evening and welcome to this Saturday FPL call-in. It's a bit of a solo from me. It's Steve-O, as we all know, and yes, today is all about that man up on screen right now. It is Aguero. Let's be brutally honest here. Let's cut to the chase. Jason got rid of him, but I'm going to stick up for Jason. I actually feel quite sorry for him in a way, in the sense of that reality being is that he got rid of Aguero actually last week Saturday. And I'm not going to lie that, let's be honest here, that was a pretty logical decision prior to his hat-trick and assist versus Aston Villa. No one's got a crystal ball. No one has a clue what's going to happen in football, and that's what happened. And of course, Jason revealed on Sunday evening, last week obviously, that's what he did. Everybody laughed at him, but I'm going to do this for him. Because to be honest with you, I think to have the audacity to have a go at somebody for, at the time, making a logical move, because realistically, everybody was laughing at him for owning Aguero. And the fact that he kept Sterling, he kept the faith, he went with Sterling captain, along with many others, including Charlie, that was one of our correspondents on this afternoon. Thank you to him, G-Wiz, James Bang, Paul Lee, Daily Llama for your contributions this afternoon to this, let's be honest here, rubbish game. To be honest, it's been rubbish. Apart from one person, I will give them a special mention, even though I did actually mention them on the stream earlier, and I'm assuming they watched it earlier on. But yeah, just incredible, just absolutely incredible what was going on regarding Aguero and everything. I think that if you did get rid of Aguero, then unlucky, i.e. Jason. If you brought him in or you kept him, then there we are. Then is that okay, everybody? The thing is that I'm getting trolled for having really bad audio. I know what the audio issues are. Then when I actually try, yeah, you get the idea. So yeah, for anybody that kept Aguero and captained him, Peppa Pig, whatever your blasted name is, Austin Edwards, that's your real name. Austin, that's your FPL name. Austin Edwards, congratulations to you. And I will be going through some of the runners and riders in our Cash Mini League in a second. But as ever, let's just quickly go on through the chat. And yeah, Sultan Side is back with us. Nasty Balls, I will be making it abundantly clear to everybody that yes, you finally got a captaincy right, and I will be bringing up your team in a minute. Fire Tog back for more punishment. Paul Sweeney is here. Manchester Reds, I deleted your message, but I do feel your pain. You're more than welcome to come on and just rant by all means. And by the way, this is the FPL calling show, so if you want to come live on air and talk about what's happened today, please do. The phone lines are open on the Discord waiting room, so by all means jump in on there. Daily Llama is back with us. Phil, he's got 9 points today, but he's still got 6 to go tomorrow. Hassan's here. Hear me out. I took out Calvert-Lewin for Deeney, Trossard for Mahrez, and McCarthy for Foster. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And in fact, just to make this clear, I did get rid of Calvert-Lewin this morning. I got rid of him for Mopay. Because based on last night's stream, I was actually listening back to it this morning, and I just thought, you know what, I kind of want to go with a player which I believe is going to score decently against, let's be honest here, let's be brutally honest here, Aston Villa are. And the fact that they only conceded 1 tonight, well, whatever. You know, they're up against Brighton. Brighton can never seem to score whatsoever, but you'd like to think someone like Mopay would get a goal. He got an assist. It's just a bit disappointing that Calvert-Lewin went and got not only the goal, but he's going to get 2 bonus points as well, which is a bit disappointing, but whatever. That just sums up my specific luck, or whatever you want to call it, this year. Whatever. You know, at the end of the day, the reason why I got rid of Calvert-Lewin, just to clarify, is because Richarlison and Sigurdsson weren't playing, and I just thought, you know what, David Moyes up against his former team, it's probably going to be a dire game. Turned out to be a dire game, but of course, from an FPL point of view, Calvert-Lewin goes and scores. Good evening, Jordan Booman. And then there's many more here. Vish, welcome. I will just get straight to it. Let's be honest here. Let's just get cracking on with it. And like I said, up on screen at the moment, and Aguero there getting the 2 goals. I'm assuming that he will be getting 3 bonus points as well. Let's just quickly bring up today's results. Let's just see what happened if you aren't aware, which I'm sure it's a stupid question, but whatever. I found out live myself during the 0-0 game. Gazaniga, would you believe, gets a penalty save, clean sheet, going to get 3 bonus points in a 0-0 with Spurs. Terrible results for Spurs, but Watford keep moving on and on and on. And once again, a player I was looking at, Cathcart, potentially, that I wanted to bring in. Did I bother? Nope. But whatever. He was up against Tottenham. I thought Tottenham would do a professional job, get a 2-1 victory, but that wasn't the case. We then move on to Arsenal 1, Sheffield United 1. Martinelli with the goal, with a Saka assist again. No real FPL returns there, but of course Pookie. Thinking of Norwich there. A Fleck with the goal for Sheffield United. Moving on to Brighton 1, of course. Aston Villa 1. We just mentioned Mopay getting the assist for Trossard. Of course, Boona was somebody that was looking at potentially bringing in Trossard. I don't know if he did in the end. I know he had Mopay in his wildcard team. Of course, Grealish of all players. Typical scoring for Villa. One of my rules is always to have players that are key to their teams, and I just have never, ever considered Grealish. A bit like Dan with Danny Ings. He always complains about not having him, and he still keeps scoring. Man City 2, Crystal Palace 2. Of course, Crystal Palace being 1-0 up with an absolute dire game. Aguero scoring twice. And then it was an own goal by Fernandinho. Zaha getting the assist, ending 2-2. Mendy and Jesus with the assists. Cahill with the other for Tucson. Like I said, Aguero is going to get 3 bonus points. Norwich 1-0 against Bournemouth. Pookie with the penalty, and Duda with the Duda. You get the idea with that. Never heard of him, so I don't really care about him. Moving on to Southampton 2, Wolves 3. Jimenez, again of all players, pops up 2 goals. Neto, £5 million midfielder, but plays up front for Wolves. Getting the other. Traore, of course, getting 2 assists. Johnny with the other end. Bednarak and Long with the goals for Southampton. Ward-Prowse, Cedric with the assist. And then on to the this terrible game. West Ham 1, Everton 1. Diop and Calvert-Lewin with the goals, and Snodgrass and Holgate respectively with the assists. Let's just quickly, you may as well just see what I've done so far. I've got 18 points at the moment. Still got my captain to play, Salah, tomorrow. I did have, as you saw last night, the captaincy on Trent Alexander-Arnold. Jason did call me out on it. Was I just doing it for reaction or anything? Nope. I really was going to captain him. But the reason why I stuck with Salah is because I just thought, Steve-O, you've had the captaincy on Salah all week. Don't change it. So I just thought, just leave it on him. Just stuff it. Just leave it on him. See whatever happens. Of course, like I said, Calvert-Lewin not there. How much of a different story it would have been. At the end of the day, I've missed out on 5 points. I mean, admittedly, 5 points in this cash mini is a lot, but whatever. I did also the other change of bringing in Lundstrom in for Science, so we all know what's going to happen tomorrow. Any betting people out there, get your money on a clean sheet for Leicester, if not a Science goal. Still got Maddison in that game. Vardy's obviously going to be a popular captain pick with a lot of people. But when you're in positions like myself where we're doing rubbish, we need to go a bit differential captaincy. And Salah is my man. But a lot of people, like I said, have gone with Jamie Vardy, Mane and Trent Alexander-Arnold as my other options. So once again, if you want to come join me live on air, by all means. The waiting room is completely empty. I'm not... Famous last words again. I don't really want to be on too long, to be honest with you. I wasn't really expecting to be doing the Saturday FPL live would you believe? So the fact that I did actually do the second half and now I'm doing this is a slight surprise to myself. But yeah, if you want to come live on air, by all means. If not, then just ask the questions away and chat. We'll go for the old school style that we used to do. I mean, Hassan making the point is Sterling should be nowhere near the City team. Mahrez should be 100% starting. I mean, funny enough, FPL Little Saints, he made a very funny point about something about Pep Guardiola making the point that Mahrez is an incredible striker of the ball, and yet he doesn't get into the team this week. Here we are, FPL Little Saints, press conference Pep. Mahrez, when he gets the ball, he looks like he's about to score, and then this weekend he gets benched. Brett Mollison, I see you're here. Come live on air. I haven't heard from you for a very, very, very long time indeed. So if you want to come live on air, please do. And yeah, I think that it would be great to have you on, unless you're driving, of course. But then again, you can do the older Bluetooth or whatever, however Discord works, and chat with me on that instead. Abdul, you're doing extremely well, aren't you, in the Community League? I know you were something like 30th or whatever, but Abdul making the point, did Jason run off after the City goals? Essentially, yes, basically, but I've already cleared that up in Jason's favour. I think that what he did made sense at the time. No one was to know that Aguero would get the hat-trick and assist versus Aston Villa, but you know, unfortunately for myself and Jason, this season has just been absolutely pants at the moment, and yeah, it's not been enjoyable, and hence the stream last night. If you're unaware of a stream that I did last night, it was myself, Dan, Statman, James Bang, Paulie, just essentially talking about how rubbish this season's been for us all, and how frustrating it's been. And before I forget, I want to just quickly show you Nasty Balls team, because I just know for a fact that I'm going to forget if I don't bring it up now. So Nasty Balls is doing extremely well in our Challenge League at the moment. He is 10th, and look how well he's done this week. 40 points at the moment, -4, captained Aguero. He did 2 transfers. Let's just quickly see what those transfers were, just to see if they've paid off. Got rid of Aubameyang. Yep, congratulations. Aubameyang and Fabianski out. Brought in McCarthy and Aguero. Fair play to you. Congratulations to you there. I mean, admittedly, you're having really good luck anyway this season. The fact that you are 62,000 in the world, you're having a storming season, but this particular game week, well done with the Calvert-Lewin, Holgate, and of course Aguero captaincy. You've still got Alexander-Arnold, Van Dijk, Mane, and Vardy to play tomorrow, which is good. And I'll just keep that up there for right now. Of course, remember, we have got a game on this evening, and it is Chelsea versus Newcastle, or Newcastle versus Chelsea, however you want to do it. And yeah, let's just quickly remind everybody what the team news is. It's pretty much standard for Chelsea, to be honest with you, all as you'd expect. Dan will be very happy. He brought in Hudson-Odoi in his team last night in a -8. Blimey, there it is up on screen at the moment. Wow, that is big. We've got Kepa, of course, Reece James playing again, Rudiger, Christensen, Azpilicueta, Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Willian, Abraham, and Hudson-Odoi. And if we just quickly look at the Newcastle news, again, once as expected, to be honest with you, there's no real changes, to be honest with you. I'd have thought that, of course, I can't even come out of this. How? Oh, there we are. Of course, the cross is on the left-hand side for once. But is that going to work? Hooray, there we are. There's the first technical faults of 2020, would you believe? The first do you remember those Daily Llama, the old technical issues that I used to have? They're virtually non-existent these days. I was even thinking about that the other day, about the internet. How rubbish my internet was when I used to stream and everything, always cutting out and stuff, getting very frustrated with you know what. But here it is here. Let's just quickly bring up the news for Newcastle. Dubravka, with their defensive injury issues, never heard of this player, but Kraft, Kieran Clark, Lascelles, Fernandez, Willems, and then Shelby, Hayden, Almiron, St Maximin, and Joe Linton. So there we have it. So yeah, let's just quickly bring on our first caller of the evening. Let's just see how everything goes. And I will bring on, in fact, I'll bring on, do you know what? I like doing this. I prefer doing this, to be honest with you. I'm going to get 3 people on in one go. But the game is now kicked off, so I'm going to have it on in the background. We'll try and have it on the background anyway. Let's just quickly bring on Paulie to start with. Evening, Paulie.
Evening, Steve. How are you?
Evening. Cheers for this afternoon, by the way. Just a quick reaction to what actually happened this afternoon. Just general thoughts.
Well, it all started for me this morning with the clean sheet penalty save for Gazzaniga. I kept him in since like game week 11, and it's finally paid off like 3 months.
What was your emotional reaction when he got that save? You must have been jumping for joy.
Yeah, I did give it a little fist pump, I must admit.
A little one. I've been flaming going athletic for that. For crying out loud, that's incredible. Bit of luck considering how bad Gazzaniga has been for Tottenham over the past God knows how long he's been in the team. Let's just quickly bring on FPL Aguero. I know you're doing exceptionally well. Evening, Aguero. Oh, he's moved back out again. Let's quickly try and bring him back in. Hopefully he doesn't drop out again. Evening, Aguero.
Yeah.
Aguero, you're live on with us.
How's it going, mate?
Oh, you're a bit crackly there. We'll try and persist. Let's be honest here. Your reaction to your captain of Aguero scoring 2 goals.
No, it's fantastic. It's brilliant. It's changed the game for me, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you had Mo Payne today with an assist. You've still got quite a few players. You've got Pope Gomez, Tomori. Well, Tomori isn't playing now, so you're going to get Holgate off the bench.
Yeah, he's going
You're
to give me 8, I think.
Unbelievable. You've got Mason Mount obviously playing and Abraham, so you've got still quite a lot of players playing. I mean,
yeah.
You're obviously notorious for being a huge Aguero fan. Is he just a season keeper for you?
Yeah, he's incredible. Once he's on form, he's the best ass in the game, in my opinion. But that everyone plays their own game. But I just feel that when he's on fire, you just got to have him in the team. Because like 2 weeks ago, I was 1 million ranked. Now I'm just under 200k. Just because of one player, you know.
That's extraordinary. I mean, you're on with.
I was saying. Sorry, just go on.
You're on with Jason last week Sunday, and obviously he revealed the news that he got rid of Aguero. What did you think of that decision at the time?
Yeah, I actually said it to him today. I thought it was a mistake by him, but because that's what got him to decrease in rank. So why would you want to take out a player then other people can't have, sort of thing?
Well, bearing in mind that actually Jason got rid of him on the Saturday evening to fund Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, hindsight's a wonderful thing, but let's be honest here, at the time, Aguero just wasn't really performing at all.
Yeah, but we persisted with the City triple up for the whole Christmas. So our returns were due, sort of like they weren't due, but the people who went with the triple City and held on to them have had a jump in rank. in the last couple of weeks,
So,
and that I've captained Aguero. So
so
I don't know. I was against him transferring Aguero, but I don't know. I even said it to him this morning. This morning before the game started, I knew he was shaking not having him.
yeah, it's totally backfired. Let's be absolutely honest here. It's completely. I mean, Paulie, your thoughts on Jason getting rid of Aguero?
Did you say he took him out before he scored the hat trick or after?
It was before. It was on the Saturday evening.
It's the chance of rotation, though, isn't it? With Aguero.
Mm.
Do you think Jason would have kept him in if he'd were going to do the transfer after the hat trick?
No, he wouldn't have got rid of Aguero. No chance. If he'd have saved the transfer, because remember the reason why Jason did this is because he wanted to fund to get Kevin De Bruyne in for I can't remember who we got. In fact, let's just quickly remind us. In fact, do you know what? Why don't we remind ourselves as to why Jason got rid of him? Because I know that there was it was to fund, and it was because Kevin De Bruyne was going to go up in price. I mean, FPL Aguero. I'll ask you: have you had Aguero in the whole of the season?
Yeah, I think I've only had him out for like 2 weeks, something like that. Like 2-3 weeks when he was injured or something, you know.
Wow, that's and for you, I mean, obviously, I know we spoke before, but you're a huge advocate of Aguero full stop when it comes to not just fantasy Premier League, but the real life Premier League.
Yeah, he's the greatest striker in the Premier League, like full stop. He's even better than Shearer. He's just if he played earlier in his career in England, I think he breaks Shearer's record.
Yeah, you got
Because he
to.
played 7 seasons in Spain before he came to England.
Yeah.
I think it was 5 seasons he played in Spain.
Yeah. So to clarify this point, so Jason basically got rid of Cantwell and Aguero to bring in De Bruyne and Danny Ings. Of course, Danny Ings, the player just on constant, consistent form of scoring, apart from today when of course Southampton actually score 2 goals and he doesn't actually return, would you believe? I mean, I'm not going to lie, Jason will be absolutely. I mean, I'm a bit like about Calvert-Lewin, but I can't imagine how well, let's be honest here, how Jason's feeling with the Aguero, especially the fact that I mean, like I said, I thought the move to have Sterling as captain this particular game week made absolute sense. And talking of Sterling captainers and someone that's doing very, very well in our Cash Mini League, it is Charlie. He's going to come live on air in about 6 seconds when I bring him on. But at the moment, he's had a very, very good game week indeed. And let's just quickly bring on Charlie and let's just speak to him once I can actually drag his name down. Everything seems to be going wrong tonight. Of course it is, when I don't want it to.
Did havings for like.
Charlie.
Hello, how you doing?
We've caught you in the middle of a conversation. We'll bring on Pagesh in a second. But yeah, you're another Sterling captain. Obviously, you were live with us. Now you've had like a few minutes to kind of reflect on today and everything. Do you want to tell us how you're feeling now about the Sterling captaincy? It all made sense, didn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what we thought, but yeah, just shambolic, fraud, and also obviously, like I said, on the stream when we was on about Jimenez as well, took out Jimenez and Brian Ings, which is lost for words. I'm still doing decent. I'm on after bonus. I'm on 37 points.
Yeah, you've had, as I mentioned on the stream earlier, you had Foster playing today, Holgate, that returned for you, Holgate, Calvert-Lewin, them bringing in the bonus points. I mean, yeah, I know it doesn't make up for the Jimenez transfer out. I mean, let's give you the usual thing of hindsight and everything. I mean, would you still have done those transfers? I mean, I would have said that you still would have done it, even if you knew what would happen, so to speak. I don't know. It's a very...
Yeah, I mean, because that was the only transfer I'd done. I'm glad I didn't do any minus. I was never gonna take a minus hit after the wild card. But yeah, just obviously sometimes it happens. I mean, I don't think I've had a game week this season where I took out a player and then the other player who I took out has scored. So it's like the first time it's happened. Thank God. But yeah, it's still frustrating. But I'm still hopefully gonna finish up decent with Salah, Vardy, and Trent left to play with 37 points. But yeah, just Jimenez and Sterling is just never again. I'm so annoyed.
Yeah, obviously FPL Aguero here, he's saying that essentially Aguero himself is the greatest striker ever to grace the Premier League. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely. It's quality. Sterling was just the wrong option.
Have you any plans on bringing him in at all or not?
Who? Aguero?
Aguero, yes.
Maybe later on. Not yet though. I'll probably do Sterling to Mane tonight. And maybe I'll have to have a look because obviously I've got Sarr as well. He come off with a hamstring injury. I'll have to see how that looks. But yeah, maybe month or so, depending on how Man City are playing.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
Let's bring on Pegashan. Pegashan, good evening. Hello, Pegashan. You've been waiting for 30 seconds. I know you were speaking with Charlie. No, he's not. He's not.
Hello?
Wait a minute, there he is. Hello there. You okay? You're live on air.
Yeah, first time.
I was seeing in chat that you've something to do with your transfers paying off or something. Your predictions. What was that all about?
Yeah. So I was hearing that Vincent, all the chat guys were saying that I'll get trolled.
I'm struggling with the line there, Pegashan. Say that again.
Yeah, everyone was saying that I'll get trolled by keeping Jimenez in my team.
Oh, so
I said that Jimenez will get a brace and Ings will definitely blank this game week.
Oh, I see. So you've kept Jimenez this particular game week. No,
Yeah, it was basically saying the other day that he thinks that Jimenez will outperform Danny Ings this weekend, so he kept Jimenez in his.
Yeah, he was saying it earlier on. He was saying to all of us in the hangouts earlier on this morning that Jimenez will return a lot more than Danny Ings, and he was right.
Well, to be fair, I mean, how many people were thinking of actually getting rid of Jimenez for Ings, though? How many people were thinking that?
I'll get Danny Ings after Liverpool match.
What for Jimenez?
Yeah, for Jimenez.
So
get Ings.
Even though after Jimenez's brace today and the fact that the Wolves seem to do so well against the tougher teams, you're thinking of getting rid of him?
Yeah, I'll get Ings after Liverpool match.
What are your thoughts on the Aguero 2 goals today? The greatest striker ever to grace the Premier League?
Yeah, it was a lucky goal. Crystal Palace have won that match. That penalty changed the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I completely agree with you. What was I going to say? Paulie, I mean, any results today that stand out for you where you're just thinking, how on earth has that ended that particular way? I'm obviously we're talking Crystal Palace 2-2 here, but maybe Norwich only winning 1-0?
Yeah, well, the standout ones in the Man City and Crystal Palace game. Listening to the 3 o'clocks and everybody talking, it could have been like 5 or 6 for Man City, or it should have been. The other one, the Watford and Spurs game, I think this morning, in my opinion, Watford should have won that game. And then I watched the Southampton and Wolves game, and that could have gone either way, but Wolves were really good in the second half. Southampton first half, Wolves second half.
Charlie, are you a bit disappointed with the Brighton Aston Villa game? Both cancelling each other out, both trying to fight for survival, ending 1-1. It's a fair result, or do you think that really Brighton should have really gone for it?
Well, first half, Brighton, were more on top, more possession, but they didn't really have any chances. Mings had a good game. He blocked a lot of shots, and Mapai and Trossard. Obviously, Trossard got the goal. And then, I think Brighton only had one shot on target, or 2 shots, because Reina made 1 save and Trossard got the goal. So, it was a very, very poor game. And then, obviously, the man, Jack Grealish, obviously scoring again. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that man, Jack Grealish, an absolute thorn in our backsides and everything. I mean, you've just reminded me of one particular player there, Pepe Reina at Aston Villa. Your thoughts on that acquisition?
Yeah, I think.
Obviously,
what is he now? 37. I think the last couple of years, he hasn't really played that much. He's just been back up to Donnarumma, AC Milan. But I mean, he. I think he could be good. Great experience. He's won so much, and I'm sure he'd do quite well at Villa.
Go on, Pegasus. What are your thoughts on Reina then?
Yeah, I have seen him a lot in a few years in Syria and also in Spanish League games. He's pretty good. He's dominant. He's experienced also.
Yeah, I think he's a great
a good transfer
as well.
He's a good transfer.
How much is he in the game? Has he been put in? I'm assuming 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
Is he worth bringing in?
Depends on their fixtures. I mean, he could be, but I wouldn't really. I'd rather go someone like McCarthy. 0.3 if you're going to go for a cheap keeper like that.
Yeah, he's 4.5. Their fixtures, Watford at home, Bournemouth away, and then it just gets absolutely terrible after that. To be honest with you, I'd probably avoid. Well, I'd be avoiding him like the plague. To be honest with you, I mean, I look over the. Charlie, could you mute yourself, please?
That's not me.
Trying to. Who's got the feedback on? Who's listening to? Oh, there it's gone now. But I look at these results today, and I've got to say that Arsenal won, Sheffield United won, Sheffield United again continuing this insane dominance regarding not losing away from home. FPL Aguero, were they someone that you tipped to be relegated this year? Because they are just storming it.
Yeah, there's no way they get relegated. I knew before the season started that I couldn't believe they were like evens to be relegated. It was ridiculous because they only conceded 40 goals last season in the championship.
Guys, anyone has Mount this match?
Why is he not scored? Is he
playing? I've got Mason Mount playing this match.
Yeah.
Chelsea, Newcastle.
Why have you mentioned him? Something happened. Okay.
He's my differential. That's it.
Oh, I see. Right. I thought he'd actually done something in the game.
Oh,
brilliant. FPL Aguero. So moving forward, we've got the double game week obviously up next.
Yep.
Could you be captaining Aguero again and just not worry about Liverpool assets, or will you be definitely captaining a Liverpool asset for the double game week?
Yeah, I haven't made. Seriously, I don't know about this double game week. Like, I'm questioning whether I should use a chip or not. You know, like I don't. West Ham game is okay, but I don't think Wolves is gonna be an easy game for Liverpool. But depends what asset you want to captain. Like, I'm actually thinking of captaining a defender.
Yep, I'm completely with you. I'm actually going to be captaining Trent Alexander-Arnold. Paul Lee, your thoughts on captaining a defender in this particular double game week?
Well, one clean sheet's just basically 18 points straight away, isn't it? Which means then you'll obviously need a goal from one of the attackers, and that might be more hard to come by against Wolves, for example, than a clean sheet might be.
Charlie, you're. I mean, we talked yesterday, but now we're kind of now genuinely thinking about the next game week.
Yeah.
Your plans on the captaincy ahead of this double game week?
I think it you could literally captain, you know, anyone, like you said, defenders, even Firmino if people want to get him, because you know, a lot of people say, oh, Firmino's, you know, just an average sort of player in FPL, don't really score. He looks good, but don't really score a lot. But his away form and his stats, everything is quality, you know. But yeah, I'll probably be going with Salah or Mane. Probably Mane, because he's on pretty good form and he's got decent records against both of them, and he usually does better away. So yeah, probably Mane.
Evening Stein, if you want to come live on air, by all means, because you are doing very, very well indeed in the Cash Mini League. I mean, we're talking exceedingly well, to be honest with you. I'll be honest with you, Charlie, I'm not really looking forward to this double game week, because for one reason only, everybody's going to have the same players, and it's just not going to be that interesting apart from dependency on the captaincy options. And are you looking forward to this double game week?
Kind of. Yeah, it's going to be a weird one. Because obviously some people will be maybe bench boosting, some people triple captain. Obviously, I've already used mine. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know really. It could go either way, couldn't it? It could either be absolutely insane, or it's just, you know, just a boring double game week. But I'm hopefully it's a good one.
Are you looking forward to it, FPL Aguero, the double game week, or do you think, like me, that actually because everybody's got the same players, it really doesn't really matter?
Yeah, I think you're right, Steve. Everyone's gonna have the base of either Mane or Salah, Trent or Robbo or Van Dijk, depending. I think Trent they'll have, and whether they go with Firmino or the double in the middle, it's generally gonna equal out to about 4, 5, 6, 7 points difference. Just you're right, everyone's gonna have a triple up, so it's pretty much it's a boring game week.
Well, talking of boring game weeks, a spurious link here, but talking of awful game weeks, Lewis Kirkby. Evening, Lewis. Lewis! Are you there, Lewis? You've just come in the waiting room. You want to talk about your rubbish?
Hello, you're just cutting up.
Good evening, Lewis.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, here we are. Terrible game week, mate. 15 points. Talk to us.
I heard you say 15 points. Yeah, it's been shocking so far for me. But you're just cutting up a little bit. It might be on my end.
That's your end, my friend. That'll be your end. So your thoughts on obviously Sterling blanking today? You must be gutted. No, Lewis is Lewis, you there? Nope, he's completely gone as well. Oh god, everything's going right. The one time that I'm actually doing a call-in show, everything's completely fallen to pieces. It's absolutely typical. FPL Aguero, let's be honest here. You must have been a bit worried about Sterling today, or actually were you thinking, nope, I'm pretty confident that Sterling's going to blank?
No, I thought he would have done something, but you know, he didn't, and Aguero got the luck of the first goal, and that's how it falls sometimes, you know. But even if you don't have Aguero, just looking at those two fixtures, it was Aston Villa away and Palace at home. You're thinking he's going to score something in those.
We've got Dilligaff asking, is anybody going to be using their triple captain next week? I'll ask you straight away, Aguero, are you going to be using a chip, yes or no?
Ooh, I don't know. I have to analyse it a little bit more, but depends what Liverpool do this week.
When you say
against Man United.
When you say analyse it, what specifically do you mean?
Well, there could be Leicester could have a double game week where I think they'll play 2 games at home, and I might have to keep it for Vardy. So I don't know. If they lose tomorrow against Burnley, they're going to come into a bit of a pickle, and when they have those catch-up games, they're going to have to make up points.
What was your prediction for the Burnley-Leicester game?
Yeah, I think Burnley's going to win 1-0.
Oh, so you're actually, like me, thinking that Burnley are going to win?
Yeah,
what makes
I think something's happening at Leicester. Madison might be going. There's a bit of something's happening at Leicester that's not right.
Madison might be going. Where's this coming from?
Well, there are rumours of Manchester United. You got players all the time. Leicester players. They're in the transfer rumours and stuff. So probably rattling the dressing room a little, you know.
But Paulie, do you know much about these? I know the rumours about Madison, but the likelihood of him going this specific January window, do you really think it's having an effect on the Leicester team?
I really don't think Madison will be leaving, to be honest. I think it's just been the busy Christmas period and Jamie Vardy missing a couple of games with the birth of his daughter as well. That might have just, change the dynamic of the whole team. But hopefully, and I think they will, I think they'll just get back to how they were playing before Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely. Your thoughts, Charlie? Do you think that well, like Paulie's just said, the birth of Vardy's child, talk about Madison potentially leaving stuff, do you think it's had a disruptive effect? Do you just think it's as simple as that's the fact that Ndidi is just not there protecting the back four? And now Charlie is completely everybody's crashing. Let's bring on Stein. Evening, Stein.
You're still there?
Hello, Stein.
Hello?
You're live on air.
Oh, sorry, Steve. I was in mid-chat with Keyboy. Sorry.
Keyboy? It's Keyboy there, is he?
Not Keyboy.
You mean Kirby Boy?
No. Sorry, my mistake. Kirby.
Kirby
Sorry,
Boy,
Kirby
yeah.
FPL. Sorry. Yes, Steve-O. I'm not having a bad week, by the way. I think I'm on 33 plus. That's including bonuses.
Right, okay.
So it's not too bad.
You're doing very well in the Cashman League. I'm trying to find you at the moment. Whereabouts are you in the Cashman League as of yesterday? I'm trying to think. I know you're doing very well.
I think I'm in the low 20s, I think.
Exactly mid-20s, 25th to be precise. And
not too bad.
so today you've had, blimey, you sound like you're near a kettle. What's going on here?
Oh, sorry, you're cracking up on me, Steve. I don't know why.
Well, what's going on with the noise background at your end? You sound like you're near a kettle.
No, do you know what? I'm in my kitchen, but I've had issues with my internet now, so I haven't really been able to call in.
This is what happens when you're live, everybody. Everything's going to pot. Aguero, you're in Australia, aren't you?
Beg your pardon?
You're in Australia right now, aren't you?
You're cutting out on me. I can't hear the last thing you're saying.
I was just saying you're in Australia at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm having a coherent conversation with you, and yet everybody else who lives about 10 minutes down the road from me.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is technology. I mean, Paulie, you're up in up north somewhere. Barnsley, isn't it? Wasn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. It's absolutely typical. But I mean, I don't think Stein's there. I think Stein's just vanished off the. Are you still there, Stein? No, he is there, but he's not able to.
Is anyone watching the Chelsea game? What's happening there?
Good question.
Yeah, I've got the Chelsea game on.
Right, apparently, what's happening, Paulie? Tell us about what's happening today in this Chelsea game.
Joe Linton's hit the bar already for Newcastle. Chelsea have not really done anything going forward. Williams has gone off injured on a stretcher. It looked like it was his knee area. It landed funny on it. And apart from that, it's just being back and forward. They get into the box, but then nothing's happened.
What do you, just based on everything you're seeing now, can you see this ending with a win to anybody, or do you think that it's going to end 0-0?
I think Chelsea will probably score the first goal. They've played the better passes and looked the most lively. Newcastle have just been knocking the ball forward, and then Joelinton's holding it up, and they're playing through the midfield a lot.
How's Dan's choice of Hudson-Odoi looking? Is he looking lively?
Yeah, he's looking as though he's not really had any time off through injury. Just looks his normal self, what he was a couple of weeks back.
Fantastic. Lewis, you're back with us.
Hello.
Here we are. We can finally have a coherent conversation at last. We were trying to speak with Stein. Unfortunately, he's constantly cutting out, I'm afraid. Let's get straight on with it, shall we? You've had a terrible game week. Your team's up on screen at the moment. 15 points as it stands right now. And yes, the thing that sticks out the most, obviously, is the Sterling captaincy. As I said at the time, just take it away. The forum is yours.
To be fair, my captaincy was on Vardy all week until the Richarlison news yesterday. I had Richarlison in instead of Sterling, and my transfer for the week, I can't remember what I did with it. I think I did Jimenez to Greenwood. That's what I did because I wasn't going to play Greenwood and I wanted to play Cantwell instead. I mean, I wasn't going to play Jimenez, sorry. So I got Jimenez out to Greenwood to free up funds, and I did Richarlison to Sterling, and it's just not worked out as it's. Jimenez has got his first brace, I think, ever in the Premier League. I think that's a stat that I've seen the other day. First brace ever, and it's of course as soon as I take him out, I've had him since about game week 9. It's just pathetic, to be honest. Sterling looks absolutely terrible. Definitely going for Sterling. I mean, for Salah next game week. It's just awful, to be honest. Not even one return at 6 players.
Yeah, it must be. Just remind myself, where are you overall rank, for example?
Before this game week, I was at 18k overall, so I'm doing really well.
Sorry?
But I think
18,000th.
Yeah.
And yet, wow, that's. I thought you were going to say something like, I don't know, something like me, like 800,000. And yet you're 18,000th, and you took out Jimenez. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, so I think my rank's doubling now. I'm on live FPL right now, and my rank's going to about 35k as it stands. So it's pretty awful.
So, well, while you're live on air, we may as well talk about the pressures of being so high up. What's the highest rank you've been this season?
It was mid-game week, not last game week, the game week before. I was about 12k.
Right. What does it feel like for you being so high up in the ranks? How much pressure do you feel to try and... I mean, being that high up, what's your goal, so to speak? Is it to try and break the top 10,000 and get in there? Is it to try and get in the top 5,000?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you what my goal is. I haven't really set a goal, as you might already know, because I was on the podcast like early season about game week 5 or so. I said it's my first season playing, so I've never really had a goal. I've just been playing. But I think as it stands,
Hold a minute. Let's just rewind that. And I apologise. I would have forgotten the conversation. This is your first season playing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You're not John Harris, are you? I mean, hello, John. By the way, that John Harris. Just to let you know, last season was his first time he ever played fantasy football. He ended essentially 1,000th in the world, and this is your first season playing, and the highest rank you've been is 12,000th. What on earth do you put this down to? What springs to mind? Is it just simply captaincy choices? What is it?
Honestly, I couldn't. I think it's just reacting to transfers early. I think like early on in this, like before Sterling went on his run of blanking, I got him out a long time ago, and then obviously everyone ended up captaining him, and they got captaincy blanks, and I didn't. So that gave me a couple green arrows. Really, it's just been the period between game week, I'd say around 12 to last game week. Last game week got my first red arrow in a long time. It was 17k to 18k, so a small one, but still a red arrow. Yeah, it's just been a really good 10 game weeks of just consistent green arrows and 60 to 70 plus game weeks. Just consistent points, really. I think I missed the Vardy hat trick, and then I got him in for the Arsenal game and captained him, and I captained him for about 6 game weeks after that, and I got so much points from that and so many green arrows that I think that was a big turning point in the season for me as well.
So, do you find that this is your first season, you just feel no pressure playing this game whatsoever? Or do you actually feel more pressure because you're doing so well? Or do you, I don't mean this in a patronising way, or do you not understand how well you're doing, if you know what I mean? I know that sounds like a really weird question, but because it's your first season, being that high up, you may be thinking, well, because I'm nowhere near number 1, then it doesn't really matter. I'd just love to know the psychology behind how you're feeling.
I'm a big gamer. I'm always on the PlayStation and things like that, and everything I do, I just want to win. Really, my overall goal for everything is to win. So when I first downloaded the FPL and started playing, I want to win. That's what I want to do, to be honest. But right now, I don't know. It's obviously I think I'm only like 60 points or so off first in the world. So it's definitely still possible. I don't know. I think that's a bit too ambitious for the first season.
But is it though? I mean, if you make certain decisions, if certain decisions go your way, like for instance today, where if you didn't do the transfers and everything, then I mean, Charlie, you're somebody that got rid of Jimenez. You must feel Lewis's pain straight away. Charlie? He's completely... Charlie, I think Charlie's completely gone. FPL Aguero, I mean, does it annoy you when people like Lewis, it's their first ever season and they're doing so well?
Yeah, it's always like that. Depends, not always like that. Maybe he's just had luck with his captains, you know. Sometimes
everyone's gone, I think, mate.
It is quite extraordinary when you think about the fact that you're so high up and...
How many tubes have you used?
how many transfers have you used, Lewis?
How many... What did he say? Tips, sorry?
Transfers have you done?
Say that again, sorry.
The transfers. How many transfers have you made this season?
Transfers?
So, for instance, I've made I use
the app on my phone, so I can't give you an exact I can't really go on the transfer page and tell you, but I've took about 30 points worth of hits. I've not done a hit in a long time, to be fair. Most of them was at the start of the season. I did a -8 and things like that.
And Aguero was just asking, how many chips have you used this season?
Or chips. I used my bench boost. I got 17 points out of my bench boost. Game
Wow.
week 17. It was an early one, but the players on my bench I had a brilliant set of fixtures for everyone in my team. I didn't really want to bench anyone. I was like, you know what? Sod it, bench boost, and it paid off. I used my triple captain game week 1 on Salah, which got 12 points. So that was all right, but in hindsight, I definitely would have kept it for a double game week because I didn't even know about all that when I first started. I didn't even know about double game week.
That's a question for you. So obviously you're a regular contributor to the show, whether it's like now speaking live on air or in the comments section.
Yeah.
How much other, you don't need to name anybody, but how much other content do you actually consume regarding fantasy football?
Say that again, sorry.
How much other content do you consume regarding fantasy football?
Quite a lot, to be honest. I mean, I think I'm addicted to it now since I've started. I watch a few other channels like Let's Talk FPL, Davey FPL. I watch a few of them videos. Yeah, quite a bit. I wouldn't say I really consume much besides these live streams, but yeah, definitely the start of the season. I think that's the main thing that's helped me really get to grips with it all. Just watching videos and just learning.
And what's the main thing that you've learnt this season?
You just cut up a bit there, sorry.
I'll tell you what I've learnt today. Never do a Saturday FPL calling. I was just saying, what have you actually learnt so far this season, which you wish you knew before you started playing?
Too much to even tell you, honestly.
Okay. Anything that springs to mind at all?
What in terms of? I mean, in terms of what I learned about FPL.
For example, like, do you wish that you kept your chips?
You are cutting up a little bit, Steve. Sorry, I think I get what you mean. I think I know what you said anyway.
Yeah, you're cutting up.
There's been two massive things this season that I did wrong. When Trent got his 24-point haul, I benched him. So that's a big thing as well. And just before De Bruyne got his 19-point game, I got him out for Son, who then got a red card afterwards.
Yeah.
And if I didn't do that right now, I'd be 1.5k in the world if I didn't do those two moves.
But at the time though, those moves must have felt logical.
Yeah. They seem very logical. Son had great fixtures coming up. I thought Arsenal were on the up. They were gonna put up a performance against City, but De Bruyne just bossed the game. Absolutely dominated it. Trent, I thought Leicester were gonna do really well, but obviously it's just what happens sometimes.
Yeah. So your thoughts ahead of double game week 23? You've said that you're bringing in Salah. So who are you going to be captaining?
I'm going to be captaining Salah, and I've not really got good reasoning on it. Besides, he's on penalties, and I think Salah's on an upturn of form, whereas Mane, I think he's going to fall off a little bit. But besides that, I don't know really. I think double mid over double defenses, you just get so much more value out of it. And I'm not looking at the double game week. I'm looking at the fixtures afterwards. Liverpool's fixtures until game week 30 are unbelievable. And I think a Liverpool captain for pretty much all of those is going to be what's going to get me green arrows again and hopefully get me into the top 10k.
Have you not thought though about captaining Trent Alexander-Arnold?
Yeah, I have. I was watching your stream last night, and not last night, the night, but just before this game week, and you said you were going to captain him.
Yeah.
And Jason said today, why do you think he said that? And I think it was a logical move, captaining Trent, because obviously Rashford's Rashford's pretty much confirmed to be out. I think he's going to be out anyway. I seen a leak somewhere that he's going to be out for the rest of the season with a fractured back. So I think that's pretty much either there. That's a guaranteed clean sheet. I think anyway. Liverpool are on brilliant defensive form, as we all know, and I think, I don't think Mane and Salah are going to do too well. So, as you mentioned as well in your stream, Salah has awful history against United, and I think Wan-Bissaka will do really well against Mane. Obviously, we don't know because the game's not been played yet, but I think Trent might outscore both of them.
I just fear. Now you've just made that point to me. I just feel like, I wish I just left Captain Trent Alexander, because you're based on my luck today alone, getting rid of Calvert-Lewin this morning. But whatever. What I was going to ask you, just quickly, I know, based on the fact that you've mentioned that you got rid of Jimenez, I'm assuming then you feel for Jason getting rid of Aguero last week Saturday.
Yeah, I do, and I seen a lot of people in the comments, all those people that go off hindsight and say, "Oh, why did he do this? Why did he do that?" But when I listened to his reasoning behind it, he was priced out of a move because of price rises and falls, and if he didn't do it there and then, he could have done it in the first place. And obviously, he wasn't to know that Aguero was about to get 5 goals in 2 games afterwards. He wasn't to know that. So, yeah, I definitely do feel for him. I don't think it was a wrong decision either. In the long term, it could definitely still pay off. Yeah,
and I completely agree with you there. And there was something else. That's what I was going to ask you. What are your thoughts on the FPL community in the sense of what you've just mentioned, which is everybody seems to be an expert once the event happens?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, everyone sort of thinks like that because, say you look at someone's team, let's say they've captained Morpie this week, and you've captained Sterling, and you're like, it's just basically Sterling looks like a better decision on paper, and then in hindsight, they've got more points, you've got a blank, you're fuming, they're buzzing, but really, it's just it's a luck-based game, and things like that do pay off.
Do you use your knowledge of the game of football to help you make your decisions, or is it just purely based on statistics?
I'm not really big on statistics, to be honest. If I see a statistic on Twitter, I take it with a pinch of salt. I don't really look too in depth on statistics. I do what you do, really. I look at who's the top scoring, who's got the best fixtures, who's the cheaper option, what transfers have I got, how much have I got in the bank, what do I want to do the game week after. You know what I mean? Pretty basic stuff. So yeah, I do use my football knowledge way more than any statistic.
The difference between me and you, of course, is about 820,000 places. But yes, I fully understand that, to be honest with you, and it makes complete sense to me. But what are you expecting then from the Leicester game tomorrow? You've got a triple up of Vardy, Perez and Soyuncu. I'm assuming you're very confident that they're going to beat Burnley, or is it just the fact that obviously, I'm looking at your team, it's pretty obvious you'd have to play them, but what's your thoughts on that game tomorrow?
I think they'll keep a clean sheet. Obviously, with Ndidi out, it's lessened the chances a little bit, but Leicester have got better away form than home form. I've heard Chris Wood, Jay Rodriguez, and Ashley Barnes are all out. Is that correct?
No, Ashley Barnes is definitely out. Jay Rodriguez is apparently in contention as he was only ill. So I read that, as Sean Dyche said, he should be able to start. And in fact, funny you bring him up, I think that Jay Rodriguez could be somebody to jump on. He likes to score goals, and if he plays tomorrow, I think he could be. I reckon he could score tomorrow afternoon.
Definitely.
I think I'm going to call it an evening. There seems to be some form of technical issues going on here, and I don't quite know what was. Up on screen at the moment is Stein's team. Thank you for coming on, Stein, for that 2 seconds. Did read your message. Something going on with the internet there and everything. But Lewis, have you got anything to finally add? Anything you want to say at all about today?
About today, I'm just disappointed, and for anyone who's got Sterling or think is even considering jumping on Sterling, don't. I think he's going to be benched a lot more than he has been already, because they do. I heard someone saying before, they do look a worse team with Sterling, and I seen like the 6-1 against Villa. You could say it's an anomaly, but Sterling wasn't playing in that game. And then you could say the 8-0 against Watford was an anomaly, which they probably were, but again Sterling wasn't playing. So if you look at what you know what I mean, if you look at the history, it's tailoring to City being a better team without him.
Yeah, someone made that point
and I think
earlier on.
I think Pep might clock onto that a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to quickly bring on Sultan Saeed, actually, if I can just drag him in just quickly, because he's somebody that's actually had a very similar game week to you. 15 points, not great. Evening, Sultan Saeed.
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you all doing?
Just like Lewis, you're having a bit of a stinker, although you've still got Vardy captain. You're on 15 points. You must be very disappointed with today's outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, it weren't going too well, like with about 60 minutes on the clock, and then Grealish goes and takes my Matt Ryan clean sheet.
Yeah, same.
And yeah, it just got worse and worse from there. Aguero scoring 2, of course. And yeah, I just need Vardy and Leicester to just absolutely kill it for me tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm looking at a red arrow, definitely.
Blimey, I didn't realise you were that high in the ranks. As of last week, you were 7,000th in the 7,500th in the world, basically. That's nuts. Christ almighty.
Yeah,
you must be very confident with Vardy then tomorrow.
What was that? Sorry, Steve, you cut out there. I think it must be happening to everyone.
It's got to be Discord, because apparently the stream's running okay, isn't it, Son?
Yeah, the stream's fine. The stream is perfect. When I seen it, it was just Discord, and everyone but you, I can hear perfectly fine. But it's a bit weird. I don't know.
It seems like your mic's cutting out, at the very end when you say.
Yeah, maybe.
I heard you say, you're confident, but then I didn't hear what.
It's always towards the end. It's always towards the end of sentences.
Yeah.
Are you confident in Vardy tomorrow?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. Against Burnley, they've been pretty woeful lately, haven't they? So, yeah, hopefully Maddison and Vardy can do something.
Did you make any transfers this week? I can easily... No, you
I
did?
did Rashford to Mopé, yeah.
Oh, so you're very confident with that. You're a United fan. Lewis has just said that there's rumours that Rashford could be out for the season with a fractured back. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, I was in one of the hangouts, actually, before, and... one of the guys in there mentioned it to me. On Twitter, there was someone that posted a rumour, and apparently it's quite reliable. So, yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if it's true or not. But I mean, that would be awful for United, because he's got 14 goals from. So.
I've just seen Sydney Hammer. Thank you for this. That our man Dylan has gone and moved up to 4,000th in the world.
Wow, well done.
One of your rivals, Sultan. I don't know where he was as of last week. How come he's done so well? What's going on here? Where is our man? Oh, there he is. So he's just behind you, or he was. 34 points today, and it's Jimenez and Grealish.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Aurier.
Oh.
Aurier, Jimenez, and Grealish really sticking it to you there, Sultan. So obviously our man's going to go above you because he's got Vardy captain as well. How are you going to be approaching the double game week?
Well, you were discussing, wasn't you? Yes, I can't remember a few streams ago about.
There's been about 20, haven't there? So I don't blame you not knowing.
Exactly. I try to remember. I just gave up. But yeah, I think I'm gonna basically get in Salah now. To be honest with you, because I was looking and I was watching Davey FPL, and on Twitter I've seen different people saying about Mane and Salah. They've got a higher point ceiling, haven't they, than the double Liverpool defence, really. So yeah, and then.
Oh right. Thought you were going to continue talking. Were you going to add something? So here's a question for you. I'll ask you first, Lewis.
Sorry, Steve. I might cut out there.
Sorry. Oh, did it? Oh, well, just finish off what you were saying. Something to do with the defence. Higher ceiling for Salah and Mane rather than the defence.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And also my Cash Mini League rivals have pretty much all got Salah, so it'd be really worrying, to be honest, not going having him full game.
Well, obviously you were watching the stream last night, and I actually mentioned you, and I said that people like yourself that are doing really, really well, the only transfers you've got to do are basically almost defence ones.
Sorry, Steve. Same problem. Yeah, you're gonna have to fix it on your end, mate. Did you hear any of that, Kirby? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't, mate. No, it's definitely Discord because the stream.
It's definitely Discord. I was just saying that being so high up in our Cash Mini League, all the transfers you can do is defensive ones, really.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I've been doing as well, and it's a shame that Aguero has just popped out of nowhere because obviously with the double game week, I've been trying to get in Salah, but Aguero, since he just done amazingly, and Andrew Fong, I think in 5th,
he never moves, does he?
Well, yeah, I mean he's gone to second now with Aguero captain, so.
Has he really?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Aguero is just basically shaking up the mini league completely now. So
he played his wild card, 39 points. Grealish again.
Grealish.
Is he a player that you want to get in?
I was actually tempted to get him in this week actually for, I think it would have been for Martial, because he would have been away at Liverpool, but I didn't go ahead with it unfortunately.
I got him out a few weeks ago. Absolutely awful decision.
He's somebody that just keeps doing scoring, but I don't seem to bring him in whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think I am just gonna, from a Discord point of view, I'm just gonna end the calls here. But I'll simply say this, Lewis, do you have any final thoughts?
Just that I'm so disappointed that Richarlison went out, because if Richarlison didn't go out, I wouldn't have got Sterling in for a -4, and I wouldn't have captained him. And Vardy tomorrow is probably going to get a hat-trick or something just to annoy me. So that's probably going to be another massive red arrow.
Absolutely.
But I'm confident for game week going after that, because I'm going to captain Salah for about 6 weeks straight. So hopefully that's going to pay off.
Wow. Lewis, really appreciate it, and we'll probably get you on another time when everything's going smoother, basically with Jason.
Yeah, 100%. Cheers, man.
Cheers, dude. There's Lewis there. Sultan, do you have any final thoughts before we let you go?
I just hope that Leicester do really pay the faith in them, to be honest, and just smash it tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for having me on, Steve-O.
Yeah, sorry about the technical issue. I don't know what's going on it, but there's nothing.
No, that's alright, mate.
Cheers, dude. Speak to you later.
Cheers.
There's Sultan Saeed there. Paulie, you're still with us?
Still here.
Excellent. Obviously, it's half time in the Newcastle Chelsea game. Do you want to just give us your summary, basically, of how it's been going, and some of the key assets like Mason Mount, like Pegarson's got, and Hudson-Odoi, Tammy Abraham, etc.
Hudson does look lively. Like I said before, it doesn't seem like he's actually had an injury. Mason Mount's playing a little bit more forward, just behind Abraham. Willian's out left, he is doing really well. Just the balls into the area that have been defended really well by Newcastle. Tammy Abraham actually hit the bar, but I think it was given offside. Mason Mount had a free kick that was defended and blocked just wide. Other than that, Newcastle being close once hit the bar, and that's basically it from their point of view.
Let's call you out. Quick prediction. What do you think the game's going to end?
I think Chelsea will win, and hopefully it's Tammy Abraham that gets the goal.
So what 1-0?
Yeah, I don't think Newcastle will score, to be honest. So 1 or 2-0 Chelsea. I'll go 2-0.
2-0. We'll hold you to that next time you're on. Cheers, Paul.
Welcome, take care.
Take it easy. There we have it. I just want to say thank you to all our contributors tonight. Charlie, Pegason, Paulie there, Stein when he came on, FPL Aguero all the way from Australia. Obviously we had Sultan Saeed on, Lewis Kirkby just then. I mean, two players that are doing absolutely exceedingly well. We had one player that's, well, as of last week, 7,500. Yes, they're going to be dropping down, but whatever, still 7,500 in the world. Obviously, Lewis being 18,000th in the world, absolutely crazy. And it's just fascinating the fact this is his first season. But it's one of those, you don't have fear. When it's your first season, you just do not have the fear at all, and you just think, to hell with it, I can do what on earth I want. It's absolutely crazy. But quite an extraordinary game week. It seems to be the same old tale really, that most people have just decided that they're sick to death of certain players. They got rid of them, and the players they got rid of have gone and done really well. Is that a thought for us all? Is it stick with, the tried and trusted players throughout the season, and maybe get rid of the ones that are a bit, all over the place, like streaky is the word I'm looking for, a bit like the Mopays and I don't know, I can't even Madisons or whatever, who knows. But let's call it an evening there. Really do appreciate everybody joining me just briefly this evening for the last hour and 15 minutes. It's been absolutely fantastic. Really do appreciate everybody joining me. And what do I think the score will be in the Chelsea game? It will probably end up 0-0. Probably end up 0-0, to be honest with you. The way it's gone, but. Pegason, a good stream, Steve. Off to being playing FIFA on the mobile phone. Enjoy. What's happening tomorrow? Well, what I can tell you is that I'll be going live at 4th. When's the Liverpool game? I can't even remember. Whenever the Liverpool game is, I think that I know for a fact I'm covering it. So it's 4:30. So I'll be going live at 4:30. I don't know if Jason's doing it or not with me. I'm assuming he's not, but we can keep you posted. If he doesn't, then I would like to think that he's going to do the Sunday surgery. I'm almost certain of that, which I unfortunately won't be able to do. But yes, tomorrow join myself, and I'm definitely going to be having James Bang on as my correspondent, hoping that all the discourse goes well. So James Bang will be my correspondent from the game. And to be honest with you, if anybody else wants to join me live on air during that particular game, by all means, because I do find that doing these shows solo now are a bit of an absolute struggle. It's very, very difficult to bring up conversation points, so to speak. That's why, in fact, here we go. This is for you, Gravy Dave. This is why I hate doing the match of the day challenges. I was corresponding with FPL Boona, and in fact, actually, that's a good point. Let's see how FPL Boona how his wildcards paid off this particular game week. That'd be a good idea. That's just for arguments, conversation. Well, 27 points. That's pretty good. Played his wildcard. This is FPL Boona's final wildcard team. McCarthy in goal, Webster, Holgate, Alexander-Arnold, Son, Mane, Sterling, Mahrez. He went with he did go with the triple up City in the end. Mopay, Calvert-Lewin, Lundstrom, Williams, Greenwood, Captain Sterling, and that's his wildcard there. He's already said live in the chat that he can't. He's getting rid of Sterling for Salah, and I've just seen that Jason is going to be covering the game with me as well. There we are, done. So that's another thing confirmed. So the Liverpool-Man United game will be covered by both myself and Jason and James Bang tomorrow afternoon at 4:30, which is great. So yes, FPL Boona's team up on screen. He's going to be getting rid of Sterling for Salah for the triple up. But what will be interesting is, and we'll talk to Jason about it more tomorrow, will he do a -4 for the sake of bringing in Mane? don't think it's really worth it, to be honest with you. I think if you've already got a triple up already, I'd just leave it. But we'll discuss all that tomorrow, to be honest with you. But yes, I was just saying that the reason why I don't like talking of FPL Boom, the reason why I don't like doing the match of the day challenge is because I just feel like it's just too much dead air, and it's not exactly fun watching or dead air. But whatever. Right then, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not even going to do any admin anymore. Just say, enjoy yourselves, everybody. Have a good evening, and myself and Jason and James Bang and whoever else wants to join us, we'll see you all tomorrow. Where, yeah, hopefully it will be the Salah show. Who knows? See you later, guys.